If what once felt strong and steady now feels uncertain, you're not alone. Every night, while most men close their eyes believing their body is resting, something deeper is quietly shifting. Muscles that once responded with precision begin to lose tone. Blood vessels that once opened easily start to resist. This change doesn't happen in the gym or during the day. It happens in the hours before sleep, when the body decides whether to rebuild strength or slowly give it away. As a physician who has spent more than 2 decades studying male health, I can tell you with confidence that your nighttime habits determine whether your biology restores power or lets it fade. I've seen men of all ages wake up weaker and frustrated, convinced age is the culprit, when in reality the cause is simpler and more reversible than anyone told them. What you do before bed sends a direct message to your nervous system. It tells your vessels whether to open or constrict, your hormones whether to rise or fall, your energy whether to be restored or drained. Most men send the wrong message. They go to bed tense, overstimulated, or inactive, and their body interprets that as a command to shut down circulation. Tonight, that can change. Before you turn off the light, there is a simple act that reignites the signal for strength and firmness without pills or expensive treatments. One small choice can flip the biological switch that restores blood flow, oxygen, and vitality while you sleep. This video shows what that act is, why it works, and how skipping it quietly surrenders power you once took for granted. Firmness isn't lost in an instant. It's surrendered slowly, in silence, until one day you notice it's gone. It doesn't need to end that way. You can take control back. Firmness is not only about blood flow. It's the product of communication between your brain, heart, and circulatory system. Each night, these systems are meant to repair and reset. When one is disrupted, the signal weakens. The mistake begins hours before bed. Screens, late meals, lingering stress, and shallow breathing disrupt the body's natural nighttime rhythm. The brain releases less nitric oxide, the molecule that tells vessels to open and carry oxygen-rich blood. Circulation slows, tissues lose responsiveness, and what once felt automatic begins to require effort. It isn't age that causes this decline, it's interruption. Your nervous system is built to shift into recovery after sunset, but many never allow that shift. They fall asleep with tense muscles, elevated stress hormones, and constricted vessels. The body conserves rather than restores. Night after night, the pattern repeats until the body stops listening. Confidence slips, energy fades, and what should be a sign of health becomes a reminder of frustration. The danger isn't the symptom, it's ignoring the message. Your body is speaking. The question is whether you will listen before the signal fades. Inside you is a network of vessels, nerves, and hormones working to preserve circulation. Firmness, energy, and confidence all rely on this foundation. During the day, the body prioritizes performance. At night, it should prioritize repair. This is when nitric oxide and testosterone rise while inflammation and cortisol fall. The quality of your sleep dictates whether restoration happens. If you go to bed with a racing mind and tight breathing, the body never fully transitions into repair. Cortisol remains elevated, vessels stay narrow, the heart rate never settles, and the cascade that restores circulation fails to start. That's why many men wake tired and unmotivated, with a visible drop in morning vitality, even after 8 hours in bed. The body rested, but did not repair. If this cycle continues, tissues lose elasticity and responsiveness. The decline, however, is not permanent. The same mechanism that weakens circulation can rebuild it. Your body is designed for recovery. It needs the right signal at the right time. The signal that tells vessels to open, the nervous system to relax, and hormones to balance. Every man carries a built-in mechanism to keep circulation responsive, the parasympathetic system, the body's command for rest, recovery, and arousal. Activated properly before sleep, it resets cardiovascular rhythm and restores firmness lost to stress. Most men never trigger it. They carry the day's tension into bed. Tight shoulders, shallow breaths, crowded thoughts. That's sympathetic mode, the fight-or-flight state that diverts blood from non-essential regions and prepares you for survival, not recovery. When this state becomes a nightly habit, the body forgets how to respond to relaxation cues. When you learn to switch systems before bed, everything changes. Within minutes, circulation improves, oxygen rises, and nitric oxide signals vessels to expand and nourish the tissue that supports firmness. This isn't wishful thinking, it's physiology. Even brief parasympathetic activation before sleep can markedly improve oxygen delivery to key vascular regions. Consider it permission to rebuild. Calm, rhythmic breathing and light engagement in the lower abdomen send a signal through the vagus nerve. Restore. Blood flow increases, heart rate steadies, hormones align, and the body re-enters its natural repair cycle. You don't need to force the process, you simply guide it. Once you send the right signal, the effects begin quickly. Now apply it. The routine is simple, equipment-free, and takes less than 2 minutes. Sit on the edge of your bed with feet flat on the floor. Let your spine lengthen naturally. Close your eyes and bring attention to the lower abdomen, just below the navel. Inhale slowly through the nose, allowing the belly to rise. Exhale through the mouth and let tension drain from shoulders and chest. Repeat 5 times, unhurried and aware. This breathing pattern activates the vagus nerve and shifts you into recovery. Your body interprets it as an instruction to restore blood flow and oxygen. Place one hand over the abdomen and gently tighten the muscles beneath it for 5 seconds, then release fully. Repeat 3 times. This subtle engagement is communication, not strain. It tells the nervous system the area is active and should receive fresh blood. Over time, this strengthens support for vascular tissue and improves responsiveness. Take one final deep breath and picture blood moving freely, delivering oxygen and energy to every cell. Visualization is a neurological cue. When you imagine better flow, your brain reinforces it. The entire routine takes moments, yet the impact compounds. Heart rate lowers, vessels stay open, and you enter restorative sleep. Within days, most men feel steadier energy, deeper rest, and stronger morning responses. Within weeks, confidence returns quietly because the body remembers its language of strength. It doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to permission. After the routine, your body begins a precise restoration sequence. As breathing steadies and pulse slows, vessels open to carry oxygen and nutrients into the tissues that define firmness and endurance. During the first 90 minutes of sleep, your brain pulses growth hormone while nitric oxide keeps vessels responsive. Growth hormone rebuilds cellular structures worn down by effort. Nitric oxide ensures delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the regions that need them most. This is where renewal starts. Men who neglect this process confuse rest with repair. You can sleep for hours and still wake depleted if you never enter deep recovery. When biology aligns, the heart beats in harmony with the breath, the nervous system resets, and the hormonal balance that controls circulation stabilizes. With consistent nights of real recovery, tissue is reconditioned. Vascular walls regain elasticity, blood flow responds faster, and hormonal patterns begin to resemble those of a younger physiology. This isn't illusion. It's measurable rejuvenation. By morning, the first signs appear. Lighter muscles, clearer focus, calmer confidence. Each night you repeat the process, you reinforce the recovery signal. You aren't forcing change, you're reminding the body of what it knows. To hold the gains, lock in the repair on waking. The first 10 minutes set the tone for the day. Don't rush. Breathe once more before standing. Hydrate. Move gently. Sit up slowly. Feet to the floor, shoulders back, chest open. This preserves parasympathetic dominance and keeps vessels responsive. A glass of water thins the blood slightly and supports oxygen transport, sustaining the openness you created overnight. Within moments, you'll feel calm alertness, not the jolt of caffeine, but genuine vitality returning from within. Men who adopt this routine stop hoping for energy and begin waking with it. Their body remembers the pattern. Confidence rebuilds daily. Mind and body stay synchronized. Nights of healing become days of performance. Preservation is the next phase. Protect the runway to sleep by removing friction. Control light in the evening. Bright screens suppress melatonin and blunt vascular relaxation. Dim devices or put them away at least 90 minutes before bed. Use warm, low light. Darkness isn't just comfort, it's instruction. Guard against evening stimulants. Caffeine lingers, blocking deep sleep stages where growth hormone and nitric oxide rise together. Alcohol may hasten sleep onset, but fragments the most restorative cycles and stiffens vessels by morning. Avoid heavy late meals. Digestion diverts blood where you don't need it at night. If you eat, keep it light and finish 2 hours before bed. Keep the room cool to support the drop in core temperature that deep sleep requires. Reduce noise spikes with soft, consistent sound. Keep the bedroom free of clutter and work reminders. The brain follows cues long before it follows intentions. Hydrate through the day and moderately in the evening, then taper in the last hour to protect sleep continuity. Train your breath in small doses during the day so the body recognizes the pattern at night and drops into recovery faster. On waking, follow the same 3 actions every day. Breathe, hydrate, move. Morning consistency is the insurance policy for nighttime success. The mind-body connection amplifies everything. The body obeys the mind long before it responds to medicine. Each intentional breath rewires a small part of your nervous system. Each release of tension signals safety to the brain. Over time, the brain reinterprets bedtime not as shutdown, but as renewal. The vagus nerve bridges brain and organs. When activated by slow breathing and calm focus, it lowers cortisol and adrenaline and improves vessel dilation. Confidence returns, anxiety subsides, and performance follows because the chemistry of calm supports the biology of strength. If your internal dialogue predicts failure, you program contraction. If you end the day with certainty that each small action is rebuilding you, you activate the biology of growth. The mind leads, the body follows. As consistency takes hold, strength reawakens. The fatigue that once dragged you through the day fades. Posture steadies. Voice carries quiet power. Firmness shifts from a goal to a reflection of internal order. Circulation improves, rhythm sharpens, and identity returns. You trust your body because you understand it. Each night reinforces the partnership between discipline and biology. You wake ready rather than restless, focus more quickly, and keep energy stable without forcing it. This is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you were before stress and habits dulled your edges. Vitality doesn't depend on youth. It depends on alignment. When the body receives oxygen, rest, circulation, and intention, it responds at any age. Strength isn't lost with the years. It's lost with neglect. Replace neglect with awareness, and you replace fear with leadership. That is the difference between surviving and living. Control is the foundation of confidence. The process you've learned restores more than circulation. It restores ownership. Each night you practice the routine, you direct your body rather than letting stress and time direct it for you. Control moves from external to internal. You stop reacting to symptoms and start creating outcomes. Physiologically, this is balance. Hormones regulate naturally, cortisol spikes less, nitric oxide production remains steady, and vessels stay responsive without external crutches. Mentally, control reshapes your emotional landscape. Anxiety gives way to focus, doubt to awareness. Predictable rhythms liberate the mind. Decisions become simpler, conversations smoother, and challenges less disruptive because your internal state is no longer at the mercy of the external world. This transformation is physical, psychological, and deeply practical. You replaced fragility with focus, chaos with clarity, reaction with leadership. Preserve what you've built by defending the few things that work. Use boundaries that honor your biology. Set a hard stop for late work. Keep your phone out of the bedroom. Capture stray thoughts in a notepad so the mind can let them go. Supplements and gadgets can support the fundamentals but never replace them. If you use tools, choose ones that reinforce habits you already own. A warm compress before the routine, a blackout curtain for darkness, a breathable pillow for relaxed neck posture. Audit your evenings and mornings every 2 weeks. Notice what creates the calmest sleep and repeat it. Notice which days lead to the deepest rest and reproduce their rhythm. Preservation is observation followed by adjustment. Remember your why. Strength is measured not only by performance, but by steadiness, by the way you carry responsibility without draining yourself, and by the confidence that arrives when the body works with you. You learned to send the right signal and to receive it. Now you are learning to guard it so results do not fade with the week. Power becomes permanent when you protect the ritual that restores it. In the end, legacy is not measured by years but by depth. Each decision to protect your rest, each night you follow the routine, each morning you breathe before chaos begins. Those quiet actions separate decline from growth. You now understand what many never will. The body's decline is not inevitable. It reflects neglect, ignored signals, and misdirected energy. You learned to listen. Strength does not vanish with age. It withdraws when forgotten and returns when invited through awareness, consistency, and intention. From this night forward, you enter sleep with purpose and rise directing your energy. Your body responds to care. By reprogramming your nightly rhythm, you reshape the chemistry that defines your vitality. Preserve it, guard it, share it. When a man sustains his own strength, he becomes a source of it for others. Confidence becomes example, calm becomes influence, and energy becomes leadership. Tonight, send the right message. Breathe, relax, restore. You are not your age. You are your rhythm. You are your discipline. You are your recovery. From this night on, be the author of your vitality. That is how strength returns. That is how legacy begins.